Howdy! In this mini lecture we will explore the problem of invasive species, which is one of the causes of biodiversity loss. The student learning objectives of this mini lecture are: distinguish between invasive and non-native species, identify examples of invasive and non-native species, and explain why invasive species are successful invaders. Invasive species are species that are accidentally or intentionally introduced into a new area and who subsequently cause economic, environmental, or human health problems. Not all introduced species are invasive. There are some introduced species that actually add value to the ecosystems, humans, or the economy. These species can be called alien, exotic, non-indigenous, non-native, or introduced species, and include organisms such as horses, grapevines, dogs, and potatoes. Some examples of invasive species include zebra mussels, feral hogs, the vine kudzu, and red-eared slider turtles. Zebra mussels are tiny mussels that have invaded North American lakes. They foul water, clog water intake pipes at water plants and hydroelectric dams, and in general affect shipping, boating, and swimming in lakes. Feral hogs are widespread across Texas. They cause environmental damage because they root around in the soil and tear up the ground. They also have no natural effective predators. Kudzu was a vine originally imported from Asia for erosion control along highway construction projects. Turns out it worked too well, and now this vine covers much of the forest in the southeastern portion of the United States. The vine climbs over other vegetation and outcompetes it for light and other resources. The other examples shown here are sea lampreys, which are parasitic aquatic organisms that latch onto and feed off of the body of fluids of fish, Africanized honeybees, which are an aggressive hybrid of European and African bees, and red-eared sliders, which are turtles that take over ponds and lakes and outcompete other aquatic organisms there. Invasive species cause havoc on the environment to which they are introduced. They are master colonizers and incredibly successful at dominating an ecosystem. There are many reasons why invasive species are successful invaders and colonizers. Number one, they are opportunistic, meaning they are extremely skilled at adapting to new environments or conditions. 2. They can live under the worst conditions, conditions that would not support others, naturally occurring organisms in a given area. 3. They have various methods of dispersing themselves. This could be through wind, water, or hitchhiking on the surfaces of human objects, such as boats. For example, zebra mussels are transported from lake to lake by boats that are infected in one lake and then used in a clean lake. 4. Invasive species are incredibly prolific reproducers. They produce a lot of eggs, seeds, or other reproductive cells or structures. They often can reproduce multiple times a year. Some are even hermaphroditic. Hermaphroditic invasive species can reproduce from one single animal without the need for a sexual mate. Finally, invasive species are successful invaders because they have no natural predators. Given all these characteristics, what kind of growth pattern do you think invasive species follow? That concludes this mini lecture on invasive species. Please review the weekly outline and complete the activities for this week per the schedule set forth in the outline. Thanks and gig 'em!